Welcome back to our channel, where we bring you the latest updates on stimulus checks, government benefits, and financial news that matters to you. Today, we have some breaking news regarding a potential fourth stimulus check worth $1,999 that could be coming for low-income Americans, SSI, and SSDI recipients, and via seniors. Stay tuned for all the details. Before we dive into today's breaking news, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss our latest updates on stimulus checks and financial news. Now, let's get into the details. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today for this important breaking news update. We've been closely monitoring the latest developments regarding potential stimulus payments, and there's significant buzz surrounding a possible $1,999 fourth stimulus check that could be targeting low-income Americans, particularly those receiving SSI, DI, and VIA benefits. As we've seen throughout the pandemic and its aftermath, millions of Americans continue to struggle with rising inflation, increasing costs of living, and ongoing economic challenges. This has led to renewed discussions in Congress about the necessity of additional direct payments to help our most vulnerable citizens, especially seniors and disabled individuals who rely on fixed incomes. Let's break down what we know so far about this potential $1,999 stimulus payment. According to recent reports and discussions in Washington, lawmakers are considering this targeted stimulus package as part of a broader economic relief initiative. The focus is primarily on providing support to Americans who are most affected by the current economic conditions, particularly those receiving Social Security benefits, supplemental security income, Social Security disability insurance, and Veterans Affairs benefits. The proposed $1,999 payment amount wasn't chosen randomly. This figure was calculated based on several factors, including the average monthly expenses faced by seniors and disabled individuals, as well as the impact of inflation on fixed incomes. The amount is designed to provide meaningful relief while remaining within reasonable budget constraints. For SSI recipients, this potential stimulus payment could be particularly significant. As many of you know, SSI beneficiaries often face strict income and resource limits, making it challenging to maintain financial stability, especially during periods of economic uncertainty. The good news is that, like previous stimulus payments, this proposed check would likely not count as income for SSI purposes and would be excluded from the resource limits for 12 months. SSDI recipients have also been specifically mentioned in these discussions. Many SSDI beneficiaries have faced additional medical expenses and increased costs related to their disabilities during these challenging times. The proposed stimulus check would provide much-needed relief without affecting their regular disability benefits. Veterans receiving VIA benefits are another group that could benefit significantly from this potential stimulus payment. Many veterans, especially those on fixed incomes, have been particularly vulnerable to the economic pressures of recent years. This proposed stimulus check would provide additional support while maintaining their existing VIA benefits. It's important to note that the income requirements for this potential stimulus payment are still being debated. However, early discussions suggest that the focus would be on individuals and families with lower incomes, potentially using similar thresholds to previous stimulus payments. This means that individuals earning less than $75,000 annually and couples earning less than $150,000 would likely qualify for the full amount. The payment distribution process would likely follow similar patterns to previous stimulus checks. The IRS would be the primary agency responsible for distributing the payments, with automatic deposits being made to those who have their banking information on file with the government. Those receiving Social Security benefits, SSI, DI, or VIA benefits, would likely receive their payments automatically, just as they did with previous stimulus checks. However, we must emphasize that this potential fourth stimulus check is still in the proposal stage. While there is growing support for additional direct payments, particularly for vulnerable populations, the legislation has not yet been passed. The process of moving from proposal to law involves multiple steps and negotiations in Congress. Several factors are driving the push for this additional stimulus payment. First, the ongoing impact of inflation continues to erode the purchasing power of fixed incomes. Social Security recipients received a significant cost of living adjustment, COLA, for 2023, but many seniors and disabled individuals are still struggling to keep up with rising prices for essential goods and services. Additionally, the economic recovery has been uneven, with many low-income individuals and families still facing significant financial challenges. This has led to increased pressure on lawmakers to provide targeted relief to those who need it most. The focus on SSI, SSDI, and via beneficiaries reflects an understanding that these groups often face unique financial challenges and may need additional support. The timing of this potential stimulus payment is also significant. As we move further into 2023, many of the pandemic-era support programs have expired or been scaled back, leaving many Americans vulnerable to economic hardship. This proposed stimulus check could help bridge the gap and provide essential support during this transition period. For those wondering about the eligibility requirements, the current proposal suggests that the payment would be available to individual tax filers with annual incomes under $75,000, head of household filers, earning less than $112,500, and married couples filing jointly with incomes below $150,000. Additionally, SSI recipients, SSDI beneficiaries, via benefit recipients, and Railroad Retirement Board beneficiaries are also expected to qualify. The payment would likely be subject to phase-out thresholds similar to previous stimulus checks, meaning those with incomes above these levels might receive reduced amounts or no payment at all, depending on their total income. One important aspect to consider is how this potential stimulus payment might affect other benefits. Based on previous stimulus payments, this $1,999 check would likely not count as income for federal benefit programs, not affect eligibility for other government assistance, not be subject to federal income tax, and not be counted against resource limits for programs like SSI. For those wondering about the timeline, if this proposal gains sufficient support and passes through Congress, the distribution of payments could begin within weeks of the legislation being signed into law. The IRS and Social Security Administration have developed efficient systems for distributing such payments based on their experience with previous stimulus checks. It's worth noting that there are several steps that eligible individuals can take now to prepare for a potential stimulus payment. Ensuring your address is up to date with the Social Security Administration, making sure your direct deposit information is current, filing your taxes on time if you're required to do so, and keeping an eye on official government websites for updates are all crucial steps. The proposal also includes provisions for expedited payments to certain groups. Those receiving federal benefits through direct deposit would likely receive their payments first, followed by those receiving paper checks or EIP cards. While we wait for more concrete developments on this potential stimulus payment, it's important to stay informed and prepared. Keep in mind that scammers often try to take advantage of news about stimulus payments to deceive people. Remember that legitimate information about stimulus payments will come from official government sources, not unsolicited emails, texts, or phone calls. For those struggling financially while waiting for potential stimulus relief, there are several existing programs and resources available, including SNAP benefits for food assistance, LIHEAP for help with energy bills, Medicare savings programs for help with healthcare costs, and local food banks and community assistance programs. As we continue to monitor this developing situation, we'll keep you updated on any significant changes or progress regarding the proposed $1,999 stimulus check. Remember that the legislative process can be complex and sometimes unpredictable, so it's important to stay informed but also patient as these proposals work their way through Congress. In conclusion, while this potential fourth stimulus check of $1,999 for low-income individuals, SSI, and VIA benefits recipients shows promising support, it's still in the proposal stage. We'll continue to track this development closely and bring you updates as soon as they become available. The focus on providing additional support to vulnerable populations, particularly seniors and disabled individuals, reflects an understanding of the ongoing economic challenges many Americans face. Remember to stay tuned to our channel for the latest updates on this potential stimulus payment and other important financial news. We're committed to bringing you accurate, timely information about developments that could affect your financial well-being. Thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on the latest news about stimulus checks and other financial updates. Share this video with anyone who might benefit from this information, and leave your thoughts and questions in the comments below. Stay safe, and we'll see you in our next video.